Slime set to all my big niggas in the back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your boy, that boy Sharon. Today, we back with another banger. Now, in today's video, I will be telling you the 5 things that you need to start a clothing brand today. Like I mean today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. And it's really simple, but it's a process of things. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I ain't even gonna talk your legs off. I know I look tired. I am tired. I look tired. I sound tired. I look tired. I am tired. But that being said, let's get into the first thing. All right, so the first thing that you want when you start in the clothing brand is the most obvious thing, and that is a good quality piece. It's 2025, bro, and honestly, you need to have good quality pieces. You can't just slap a logo on a damn Chiefs t-shirt and call it a day anymore, bro. It's not that simple. You need to have a manufacturer. You need to go through that entire process just to start. That's like, when it comes to starting a brand, there's different types of processes. There's your pre-process, the marketing process, and then your fulfilling process. Those are 3 processes. This is your pre-process. You have to talk to a manufacturer. You got to get your tech pack right. But luckily, you love me enough and I love you enough to give you a video on that, and that will be my next video. Spoiler alert. I don't know why I just told you the title of the video, but at least you know. Okay, next. So, if you, like I said, if you don't have a good quality product or a product that people want to buy or would make a person want to buy this, you're not gonna succeed in a clothing brand. It takes more than just a blank tee. It takes more than just a blank screen printed hoodie. It takes more than that at this point. I feel like if you really want to scale your brand up, you gotta start at a good pace and use what your resources and what you know and what everything I'm telling you to really further whatever you got going on, especially with your clothing brand. You want to scale and you want to pop out, come and trip, if you know what I mean. So with that being said, let's move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. Sorry. Okay, so the next thing we will be talking about when it comes to owning a clothing brand, or the things you need to own a clothing brand, is, I was kind of going to put these in 2 separate categories, but you might as well just rope them in together, and that is poly mailers and a thermal shipping label. These are the damn near 2 most important things. Say your job go good and now you don't have no shipping materials. Nigga, all right. But this is the most important thing. This is your shipping labels. This is where all of your customers' shipping information, when you order a package, all of that, your address, the name, all that, and where it came from, this is what makes those basically. And you got poly mailers and, not poly mailers, you got your thermal shipping labels and everything that it just feeds it right through, and then the money just come out like this. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And when I had the first time I felt that feeling back in damn near March. Oh my God, it was look, I be having situations. And the poly mailers are obviously for just putting your package in there. Honestly, I feel like in this age of clothing brands, we need to stand out. So I think having custom what's that shit called? Having a custom bag, like poly mailer bag for your clothes, is a good thing to invest in. And I feel like it just separates you just a little bit and makes the packaging process just a little bit more personal. It just shows that you put that extra work and those extra details in to really give your customer that quality experience that you were looking for. So with that being said, on to the third thing that you need to own a clothing brand, I guess. Okay. All right, so the third thing that you need to start a clothing brand, and kind of like the second most important thing, because this all comes into your this is the thing that you need to use in all 3 phases of the project. What was those 3 phases that I just said early in the video? I said it literally 30 seconds ago. There's no way you don't know it. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said pre-drop, fulfillment, and shit, I'm gonna have to go back. Look, if you got those 3 things correct, leave a comment. I'll send you $5, send you cash out. I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm lying. But you need an iPad or a MacBook. That is the third thing that you need when you want to own a clothing brand. More preferably a MacBook than an iPad. But let me get into why I say that. Because a MacBook, you can do a lot more on a MacBook than you can on the iPad. iPad, you can only do but so much. honestly. But the iPad, you can, if you want to get in your design bag and really just show off your show off your design skills and really want to put that work into designing for your clothing brand, iPad is your best bet. But a MacBook, you know, you got Photoshop, you got CapCut, you got Photopea, you got all other types of photo shits. It's really a useful tool to have in your arsenal of just owning just day-to-day things. Honestly, you do want to get a MacBook though at some point, because you're going to need orders and fulfill them in the correct way. It is best to have a MacBook, but I fulfill my orders with my phone, so like if it's a will, it's a way, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, if you have the money and if it's in your budget, definitely invest in a MacBook, because you can use it for professional shit, you can use it for school, you can use it for literally anything. It's just not even gotta be for a clothing brand, but a clothing brand is the one that thing that you're watching this video for. If you're watching this video, obviously you want to start a clothing brand, right? Exactly. So buy a MacBook, buy an iPad, buy something that's going to buy something that you can invest in for your business that's going to get you to a different place in the long run, I guess. And this is the best thing. So with that being said, on to the fourth one. The fourth and second to last thing that you need to start a clothing brand. Honestly, it's so much for you to start a brand. I really can't put it. I have a YouTube channel. I could just make different parts of different parts of the same topic. Like I could do that. So I will be going into detail on another video on like how and the interworkings of everything. But the main thing you need when starting a clothing brand, or starting any business, in fact, is a good damn mindset. How you want to make all this money, how you want to take care of your family, how you want to make all of this shit and do all of this, and your mind not right and you not set on the right street. That be the problem, bro. Niggas have it. They really have it, and then they lose it because they lose themselves in the process. Make sure your mind is right. Make sure your mind is straight. Everything you do, do it with love. Do it with confidence, because there's no other way that you really can get it done. You can work when you feel motivated, but then when will you feel when won't you feel motivated again, or when will you feel motivated again? So it's all about a mindset. It's all about how you're willing to work your way into success. So that being said, there is one final and last thing that you need when owning a clothing brand, at least in this video I'm going to talk about, and that is a notebook. You need it. Honestly, you need a notebook in your life, bro. You need a notebook to write down your thoughts. You need a notebook to write down your ideas. You need a notebook to write down your designs. I be in class. No, true story. It was a time where I was literally in class, bro. I was doing a fucking test. Excuse my language. That was like the first F word on this damn. All right, cut all that out. I was in class, and I just was taking the test. I remember it so vividly. I had this thorough ass idea that came to life, and I didn't have a journal to write it on because he was taking the test. I couldn't do it. So I asked for some loose leaf paper. I put the test aside. I just drew that bitch out, put that in my pocket, and started with the next idea. And with that, that idea that I drew up became my first successful drop, and the thing that led on to this whole journey right here. So just a journal or a notebook is the final thing I would say to have. And I know that's a little underwhelming, but it be like that sometimes. Honestly, I feel like if you have those 5 things, a mindset, you got your shipping labels, you got your shipping materials, you got your iPad, you got your MacBook, you got a journal, and you got that good mindset, bro. Having a clothing brand is going to be easy. What you do need, though, is learning how to run ads on your clothing brand. That is the most important thing. Marketing is the most important thing, but that's another video. I think you should DM me if you need help with anything. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you. I love everyone that watched this. I know this is a short video, but I wanted to just get a video out for you guys. I know I didn't want to go another week without having a video. I didn't want to do none of that. I'm trying to get at least 1 to 2 videos out per week. If I can't do that, I guess this shit ain't for me. But with that being said, slime stats to all my big niggas in the back. I love you. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed evening whenever you watching this. And with that being said, I love you. Peace out.